I was cleaning out the garage and a big flock of geese came through. And I always like when they come through because they're so loud. There's some. It's like they all be in a group and then someone decides to go one way and then somebody else decides to go another way. And then half the group is over there and then half the group went over there. The sun's in my eye. We did get a new roof in. There's our new roof. We got a new roof on the shop. And then there's the bins where I had to move the bins. And so they put a new roof on the garage and they put little air things on there. But that was all. I'll probably make this video into a couple things. You guys are late. Find your crew, dudes. And so when we was getting the roof on, I'll come down here. I'm cleaning out the area and finally getting in here to throw some stuff away. But when they was putting the roof on, all that banging and hammering dropped a lot of the shingly stuff. And so this gives me a serious chance to get in here and get everything cleaned out. It's a nice day. Today is the 5th of December. It's supposed to be 70 degrees today here in Kansas. That stroller, that's a grandpa's stroller for his dog. But I'm getting everything cleaned up, cleaned out, dejunked, thrown away, recycled, given away, wherever it's going. My canning jars will stay in here though. So that's what I'm doing today. And then I'm gonna run this video into, I don't know what chenoute is. I think that might be some type of a grain. It was a sign that I'd found in here when I was up in these rafters. Here's another one of the signs right there, and it's a DeKalb grain sign. And so I looked at it and then I put it right back up there. That box right there is from DeKalb grain, and I think it's from the 70s because I took it down. And it has Harvey Snyder, because that's the man that built this house and these garages, and it has his name and his grain signs. So I'll put them right back up there. I don't know why. And so yeah. So there's I got some garden stuff there, soap making stuff up there, some paint, some fertilizer. Here are some toys that my daughter had that I'm getting ready to put on Craigslist, not Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace to sell. And so later on today, I'll do this video on how I use blackstrap molasses as a fertilizer. But as you can see, that stuff from those shingles, when they took them off, that stuff is everywhere. And yes, I am wearing a mask. Some of the planks had to be replaced. That one had to be replaced. But other than that, they said the wood in the top was really good. But all right, I'll finish cleaning this and do my molasses video. One thing about living in the country that I like is being away from people. There's not so much loud stuff and cop cars and ambulances and shooting people. It's just you and your farmland, the neighbor's horse. That horse isn't our horse, that's our neighbor's horse. Their field backs up to the side of our property line. He knows I'm coming. I have a carrot for him, for Buddy. Hi, Buddy. I have a carrot for you. Do you want it? I'm gonna give him this baby carrot. I have a carrot. Oh, his lips are moving. I have a carrot for you. I have a carrot for you. Do you want the carrot? You want it? Oh, he ate it. Is that delicious? Well, wait a minute. You got to chew that one first. When you're feeding a horse, keep your palm out so he doesn't get your fingers. That was yummy. I have 4 more carrots. Okay, move another baby carrot. You don't want your thumb up there. Keep your hand nice and flat. And his little, his little soft lips will get it. I'm not gonna hurt you, buddy. Uh-oh, we dropped it. We dropped it. I'll get it. I still haven't done my molasses video, but I'm going to. Well, you're rushing me, buddy. There's 1 more crunchy carrot left. His lips. Well, wait a minute. There you go. That's all. That's all the carrots. Thank you, buddy. All right, you be a good dude. I think it's been a week since I buried the ends of these blackberry bushes. Those are buried. I don't see anything like popping up, but you know, I should probably water them. I'll probably do that later. We'll go down here and look at the elderberries. You know, people say that blackberries, they spread. Uh-oh, buddy's gonna follow me up and down the line. And that's the reason why I put my blackberries that far apart, because I was hoping that they would like kind of spread and grow together, but they're not. And I'm just like, well, I thought blackberries were invasive. So, look who's following me. Buddy. I don't have any more carrots, man. All right. He's nice. He keeps me company when I'm working over here on this side of the yard. Now, I heard that elderberries like to spread too, but they're not spreading either. Here's my elderberry. I had 3 of them. I had one right there, but something ate it. But I have this one and that one left, and I need to see what I need to do. Here comes Buddy. Look at him. He's like, oh, she turned around. He's trying to act like I didn't see him. You see him turn his head? And so I need to see what I need to do. I think I cut them all the way back, but I'm not sure. But I will figure it out. I'm going to do a video on these hedge apples too. I found out that these hedge apples, back in 1805, they were called Bodark. B-O-S-B-O-I-S, capital D, apostrophe A-R-C. Bodark. So, I'll do a video on those. Look at Buddy. He's hiding behind that bush. He think he's slick. I see you, Buddy. I see you, man. I see your rear end. So, okay. Oh man, I am so off task. So the other day, I made a section, like a motorcycle section, to practice on my motorcycle. And so I was coming through here, and then I go up and over the log, over, take a right, go up the hill, come over, and go up that log. I might do a video on it. Sometimes I can make it through without putting my foot down, and other times it's like I've never been on a motorcycle before. All right. Okay, I was on my way up to do the molasses video, and I got sidetracked. This is my old motorcycle. I love that motorcycle. We've been through a lot this last year together. I won nationals, women's nationals on that motorcycle. So we have a history together. But this is the 2021 version. This one's a 125. So I'm going to start riding this one. This is going to be my new bike. That's my daughter's bike. This one is, I think, a 2018, and it's a factory model 300cc bike. and I liked it, but the only thing is that it's hard to start sometimes after you've been riding and riding and riding and you got to start it. It gets really exhausting. But I really like the bike, and I'm just going to miss it. But I really like it. The hub said that he could tone it down and make it like a 200, but he said that he could get me plastics, like pretty graphic plastics to put on this one because I don't like my bike to look like everybody else's bike. So that's why I like this bike, because no one else at the competition had a bike like that because it's a factory model bike. Usually, like your pro riders or your sponsored factory riders have a bike like that. So it's not like an everyday person bike. That is an everyday person bike. And I am not an everyday person. I like my things to be a wee bit different. So, okay, I'm on my way to do this molasses video, like for real. Okay, I actually remembered to bring the tripod outside. I think I'll just leave this one out here. So I'm finally getting to my molasses video. And so I took down the decaved seed sign. I thought it made a cute little backdrop for when I'm doing stuff out here. I got my workbench cleaned off. And the information I got today came from Nature's Way resources, and I underlined some key points there. And it says John's Corner, www.natureswayresources.com, Organic Fertilizers and Nutrients by John Ferguson. And I stumbled upon molasses for plants when I was cleaning out those IBC totes. Okay, let's go on a field trip real quick. Those IBC totes. And there's still molasses. There's still molasses in that. All right, let's go back in here. All right. And so I was like, I don't want to waste this good molasses. So it should be safe to give to plants. So when I watered it down and gave it to my plants, the flowering plants like the chrysanthemums, they really sprouted because they was taking forever to bloom. And when I gave them the molasses, they just like exploded. And then I stopped watering them and they dried up and died. All right, so I have some water. I have some blackstrap molasses, unsulfured. Blackstrap molasses is not the molasses that you use to make cookies with. This stuff is salty, and it's I didn't grow up eating blackstrap. This is the, I don't know, just don't be eating it. It's edible, but it's just not very palatable. And I got some measuring spoons. These measuring spoons came with the house. They were Wilma's. I don't know how old these metal measuring spoons were, but they were good enough for Wilma to cook with. They were good enough for me to cook with. To take a little chill off, I got my Mr. Buddy heater in the background. And it says that a lot of people don't know that you can use molasses as part of insect, disease, weed control, and feeding your plants. It says it contains, good Lord, it contains many forms of sugar and provides microbes to your soil, and it's very cost effective for your plants. You have the first molasses, which is, like the kind you eat. Then you have second molasses. Then you have third molasses, which is the blackstrap. Then you have feed grade molasses. So for your garden, the paper says that you want to use unsulfured molasses because it's the most nutritionally dense form of your molasses and your nutrients are concentrated. So in this molasses, you have carbohydrates, sulfur, is it potash or potash? I don't know. Potash, iron, micronutrients, and it stimulates the growth of your microbes in your plants. And it says that it has chelating agents, which means it can convert nutrients in the soil that's chemically unavailable into a form that makes it easier for your microbes and plants to absorb. If you dilute your molasses, it causes those microbes to fix the nitrogen, and that is what happens in the soil for your plants. They also say that many gardeners put molasses on their vegetables and fruit trees to increase flavor, fragrance, and perceived sweetness. I don't know. I haven't tried it on fruits and vegetables yet. It says, on a side note, several researchers have found that molasses can be an effective pest tool. It says that when the insects are on the plants and they eat it, that they cannot digest the sugars in it, and essentially the bugs explode. That's basically what it says. Let's see here. It says it also attacks eggs and larval stages of some insects, killing those in your soil. And let's see here. It says fire ants don't like molasses. You know, and I was wondering why, with those 3 IBC totes with that molasses in them, and as many ants as we have around here, there was never any ants around that molasses. And I thought that that was kind of odd. As sweet as the molasses is, I figured those ants would be all over it. And that's why my husband didn't want them that close to the house, because he was like, well, if ants get in the molasses, then they could come into the house. But those ants didn't come anywhere near the molasses. I did not put molasses on the bok choy that I have growing out there. I didn't spray any on there. I watered the roots with it because I knew bees would be on those flowers, and so I didn't want to take a chance of harming the bees. Another way to use molasses is making compost tea, which is another good, like, kind of like a fermented liquid that you can water your plants with, like a compost, like a liquid compost. All right, so that was all the information I got off of this paper from Nature's Way Resources. So this is simple. You can do 1 to 3 tablespoons of molasses per gallon of water. I only do 1 tablespoon. Now, some articles I read said that you don't get much good stuff from store-bought molasses. But I don't know. Those flowers seem to have liked it pretty good. So I'll put this in here. This is what I do. That stuff is really dark. So I will be rinsing this piece out. I'm gonna put that right here. I let this water sit out all night when I filled it up from the water hose, because my plants do not like water straight from the hose. So I just kind of let the chlorine evaporate out of it. Now, give it a good shake. It looks like sweet tea. So I learned my lesson not to keep this in the house. It doesn't hurt you if you drink it, but if someone's got their mouth fixed for some sweet tea and they pour a big old cup of it and take a chug, then they're like, that's not tea. So I'll just write on here, I'll put on here like molasses water. All right, that's how I make my molasses water. And then when I was cleaning up, I found one of my preps. Well, I didn't find it. I just need to get it done. A very dusty lamp. I don't know. Dust got in there from the inside. There's dirt on it. It's dusty. It's dusty. But this is for when the lights go out. And hold on, let me show you. All right, and there's the fuel for them up there. There's the fuel for the other stuff, like the canisters of fuel up there. And then behind those is another lamp. But I need to get oil in those lamps. Okay, so the only reason why I haven't gotten oil in those lamps yet, because I have no idea how to do it. I need to, there's instructions in there. There's instructions on the back right here. But now's the time to get our stuff going. We do have the Jackery and the Bluetti in there that we've used plenty of times when the lights have gone out. Lights went out Thanksgiving Day for about 3 hours, actually. So it seems like every other week there's an explosion from the, oh, what are them things called? Oh, darn. the things, the breakers, not the breakers, those things, and then a part of the area loses its lights, and then they have to come out and fix it. Evergy does. So I don't know why there's so many explosions with the light sources lately, but there are. So our lights are becoming more and more unstable. But yeah, that was my video finally on molasses. It took what, 3 minutes to make that, and it took me 3 months to actually get it on video because I'm too busy messing around.